So what's going on YouTube? It's JeffMan316, your pop culture reporter, and welcome back to the JeffMan316 Customs YouTube channel. And in this video, we're going to go ahead and do a quick little movie review of the latest Amazon original films, Coming to America, which is a sequel to the original Eddie Murphy classic, Coming to America. So after 30 years, Eddie Murphy comes back and brings us back to the world of Zamunda. We see some familiar faces along the way. It's a similar story that I'll get into later, but he does bring some new friends along for the ride. So before we get into the review of the film, if you'll do me a favor, I need you to do some things. I first decree that you will like this video, give it the thumbs up. My second decree is that you will comment on this and give your feelings on the movie or this video down below. And my final decree is that you will subscribe to this YouTube channel, you will support this YouTube channel, and you will hit the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when to come back and enjoy more movie reviews like this one. So, has the story of King Akeem, he is the new king, is it aged well, or is Coming to America, will it get my dreadful hot garbage rating? Keep watching this video to find out. Let's go. So welcome back to the channel. Like I said, this is going to be my quick take on the movie Coming to America. And I promise I won't do that too many more times. I'm going to try to do this as in a new Quickies review series, which is what I'm going to do is I'm going to not try to dive too deep in the movie so I won't spoil it. And I'm going to try to get these Quickie reviews done in under 10 minutes. So with that being said, what is my hot take, my honest opinion on the long-awaited sequel to the original Coming to America? What I'll start by saying, was it really long-awaited?
American cinema is the best.
The best? That is like the most blasphemous thing I've ever heard. Because what do we have besides superhero shit, remakes, and sequels to old movies nobody asked for?
This is true about sequels. If something is good, why ruin it?
I personally wasn't looking for a sequel to Coming to America. I thought it was a pretty decent film. I'll be honest, it really wasn't one of my favorite movies of Eddie Murphy's back then. I really liked 48 Hours, Another 48 Hours, Trading Places, the first two Beverly Hills Cop for sure, way more than I ever liked Coming to America. So that's like me ducking like the lettuce and the tomatoes. I know a lot of people, this is one of their really, beloved Eddie Murphy classics, but to me, I liked all those other films. I even like The Nutty Professor. He does a much better job of using himself in multiple character roles than I think he does in Coming to America. I'd seen the, the white Jewish character on Saturday Night Live, so it was almost like he was beating a dead horse with that. But I digress. Let me go ahead and tell you, there are some characters from the original movie. A majority of them come back. They even drag Louis Anderson's tired ass back into this, which it was pointless other than to have him on the screen because there was really no jokes that he came up with that I even remember laughing. Speaking of that, I don't even know if I chuckled or laughed at anything any of the original characters did. Most of the smaller roles played by people like Leslie Jones and Tracy Morgan. I got more enjoyment out of some of the stuff they did, just their quick little jibes and insults back and forth with each other. And then I'll say even Wesley Snipes, to me, I enjoyed his role a lot more than Eddie Murphy or Arsenio Hall's. But just the way he entered the room and the way he interacted with Eddie Murphy was a lot funnier than some of the other people. And speaking of that, Arsenio Hall, I almost felt sorry for him. He came back after 30 years to this. I mean, he might have done other stuff since then, but I don't really remember anything he did since his talk show other than the original, sorry about that, Coming to America. So I wonder if he's going to look back and think that he wasted his time, after 30 years coming back to this role, because to me it was just more of a retread of the stuff he did in the original movie. I don't remember anything original that he brought to the table. So speaking of that, like I said, I'm not going to dig too deep into it because I don't want to spoil it, but it's almost like it's very predictable. After watching it for about 30 minutes, I actually turned it off for a while because nothing was funny. It was all stuff that I thought I'd seen before. So what I ended up doing was waited a couple hours, came back, watched the back half of the movie, and it was okay. Still nothing great. I don't know that I learned or gained anything from this one that I didn't already get from the original movie. So obviously the first plot point that you have is him wanting a male heir to his throne. So he finds out that he's got a son that he had through a one-night stand from the first movie. That I'll give them credit. They did a pretty good job of using some de-aging footage of Arsenio and Eddie Murphy to show what happened. And that's how they introduced Leslie Jones into the story. That's his baby mama, whatever you want to call it. So he's got this new heir, and he's got to go to Brooklyn to bring this heir back. So it's kind of like the opposite of the first one. You know, he's going over there to find his love. Ultimately, his son comes over to Zamunda and ends up finding his true love. So it's kind of like, you know, they just flip-flop the story. And then in the secondary plot, which a lot of people are complaining that they're trying to get, you know, another woke moment about how they talk about how men hold down women, which I'm fine with it, because it was a pretty good plot point about his daughter, Akeem's daughter, trying to impress her father throughout the movie and change the way he thinks about women and know that they can be empowered and they can play an important role in the kingdom as well. I kind of like that idea. It's just that there was nothing really new. They didn't present any new information about it. It was all just predictable. So like I said, I'm not going to drag this review out longer. As you can tell, I wasn't really impressed with Coming to America. I thought I was going to just have that nostalgia feel, and that wore off after just a few minutes. So to be honest, this movie is one big steaming pile of hot garbage. So I probably wouldn't waste your time. I would go back and watch the original Coming to America. But if you ask me, go try to dig out some classic Eddie Murphy movies that you might not have watched. Why don't you watch The Golden Child? I think that's very underrated and it deserves some extra viewings. And if they're going to go out and make sequels to old Eddie Murphy movies, how about the damn Beverly Hills Cop 4 that we've been promised for years? They even thought it might be a TV show at one point. But I'd rather watch a retread of Beverly Hills Cop again. At least it looked like Eddie Murphy was having fun instead of playing the stiff king that he did in this one. And other than trying to teach us life lessons, I didn't really get any more enjoyment out of this movie. So like I said, hot garbage from me. So I want to thank you for checking out my first Quickie review. And I hope you come and join me again on the channel for any movie reviews that I do. Because, you know, who doesn't like a Quickie? Sorry, you know, I had to make a pun out of that. So do me a favor, go ahead and like this video, give it the thumbs up, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and then go ahead and hit the notification bell after you subscribe so you'll know when I post new videos. And this is JeffMan316, your pop culture reporter, signing out saying, you guys be safe out there. And who doesn't like a Quickie?